So hi, welcome to today's instructional video on resistance training for forward dumbbell lunges with side twists and planks with leg lifts. So for the forward dumbbell lunges with side twists, this trains your core muscles as well as your quadriceps and gluteus maximus muscles. So this is very important for stability and overall posture. So for the planks with leg lifts, it strengthens your core to maintain your stability and as well as your posture. For the forward dumbbell lunges with side twist, it also works on your muscular strength. So some safety considerations are, of course, the pre-participation screening. It's very important to do so as we cannot allow clients to start exercise without going through pre-participation screening. If the client needs medical clearance, we cannot allow clients to start exercise as well. We also cannot allow clients to exercise at intensities that are higher than what they are cleared for. You should be in a well-ventilated area, which helps reduce the risk of heat stroke. And your surroundings should be free from any objects like chairs or tables, as in the event that you do fall, you don't want to be falling on a chair or table. When performing the exercises, perform them at a nice and steady tempo, slow and steady concentric contraction, and slow and steady eccentric contraction. Do not perform them explosively, as this can increase the risk of injury. Also, do not lock out your joints. During the exercises, all the forces on your body are on your muscles. However, if you lock out your joints, suddenly all those forces will be placed on your joints, which over time can cause osteoarthritis, or it can also cause an acute injury like hyperextension. It's also very important to maintain a neutral spine for even force distribution throughout the spine, as well as to brace your core. Okay, so for the equipment, you need yoga mats. So this is to ensure that you have a soft and comfortable ground, as some of your joints may meet the floor. For us, we won't be using yoga mats because our floor is carpeted, hence it's already soft. You also need dumbbells, though the actual weight of the dumbbell depends on how strong the individual who's performing it is. In our case, we'll be using our water bottle, just for ease of demonstration. But again, how heavy the dumbbell you actually use depends on the strength of the individual. You should pick a dumbbell that allows you to perform 6 reps for optimal strength training. So in my case, it will be around 8 to 10 kilos, but again, it depends on the individual. Overall, it should be mid to high intensity. So before we begin with these exercises, we must first perform warm-ups. So warm-ups are important as they increase your heart rate and therefore your blood flow. This enables more oxygen to reach your muscles. A warm-up also activates and primes your neuromuscular connection, which improves the efficiency of the movement during the exercises. So for the warm-up, let's begin with 15 seconds of leg circles on each leg. So it's kind of like this. So make sure you keep a neutral spine and keep the movement nice, slow and controlled. So same for the other leg, 15 seconds. So this is a good dynamic warm-up for the hip flexors as well as the gluteus medius muscles. These muscles are very important in stabilizing the pelvis and your spine, meaning that you are well balanced, which lowers your risk of injury. So next we are going to stretch the gluteus maximus and keep your legs both in front of you. So we're going to start with the right leg. So you cross your right leg over and you hug your right leg. Hold this for 15 seconds, then return back to your starting position. Cross your left leg over and stretch your left gluteus maximus muscle. Now the gluteus maximus is a very important muscle as it is the prime mover for hip extension, which is this movement. Not only that, it also ensures proper pelvic alignment, just like the hip flexors and the gluteus medius, which is crucial for injury prevention. You should also start slowly for your exercises, like previously with the hip circles that I did, you start slow. So now that we are properly warmed up for the exercise, let's begin with the forward lunges with side twists with a dumbbell. So again, this exercise works the quadriceps, the gluteus maximus, as well as your core. So throughout the exercise, it's very crucial that you have to maintain a neutral spine. So what you have to do is stand shoulder width apart, neutral spine, hinge your hips forward, and pick up the dumbbell. Then after that, you bring up to eye level, just like this. Again, maintain a neutral spine. Don't over arch or over round forward. Neutral spine, shoulder width apart, your feet. And then starting with your right leg, take a lunge forward. The distance is as far as you're comfortable. So if you're comfortable with this, then okay, don't force yourself to go too far. So take one step forward, then lunge down, and at the same time, rotate towards your lunging leg. Make sure your knee does not touch the ground. However, if you are unable to maintain a few centimeters above the ground, it is okay to do so, but make sure you do it gently. So rotate towards your lunging leg and maintain a neutral spine. Do not lean forward or lean to the side. So when you're coming down, so this is the starting position. So you take one step forward, and this is now the downward movement of the face. So in the downward movement of the face, you take a deep breath in. And on the upward movement of the face, you take a deep breath out. Same thing for the left leg. And up. Again, very crucial to maintain a neutral spine. So once you are done with that movement, you can, again, stand shoulder width apart, raise your core, keep a neutral spine, and put the dumbbell down. Okay, so for range of motion, go as far down as you comfortably can for the lunging aspect. For the trunk rotation aspect, rotate as much as you can without leaning forward or leaning to the side. Some common errors are that your spine is not in a neutral position, like what I said previously. You're rounding forward or rounding to the side. So what is happening is that you are focusing too much on the lunging aspect of this movement. So what you can do is, instead of lunging down this far, you can lunge down to about 45 degrees. So then it will look something like this. The main aspect of this movement is just to focus on the rotating aspect. So are you ready to try out the exercise?
Yes.
Okay. So remember, shoulder width apart and pick up the dumbbell, neutral spine. Very good.
I'll lunge straight, right? So inhale as I go down.
Yes. Okay, very good. Shoulder width apart and put the dumbbell down. Very good. So overall, your exercise, your performance was very good. However, you made a mistake where you, when in the rotating portion, instead of just rotating and keeping your spine neutral, you lean forward. Okay? So can you correct the exercise again? Yes. Shoulder width apart. Very good. Remember to keep a neutral spine. Okay. And the other leg. Okay, very good. Put the dumbbell down. So that is all for the forward dumbbell lunges with side twists. Now next we'll be moving on to the plank with leg lifts. Okay, so for the planks with leg lifts, so the muscles work are mainly the core stabilizer muscles like the transverse abdominis, the internal and external obliques, the rectus spinae, and many more. You should perform it in a range where it is around medium to high intensity. So just like the previous exercise, you always have to keep a neutral spine. So how to perform this? You first get into a basic plank position, just like this. Your humerus should be 90 degrees to the floor, so perpendicular to the floor, and your fists should be clenched and at eye level. So then, get into a planking position with a neutral spine, so not too high and not too low. With a neutral spine, same goes for your head, don't look too up, don't look too down. So then, while keeping your core tight and bracing, start with your right leg and lift it up as high as you can without any core movement. So kind of like this. Once you've done that, swap your legs to the other leg. So this is the ending position, and this is the starting position. In terms of breathing, there aren't really any breathing phases. Just breathe whenever you can while maintaining core tightness. So some common errors are that your spine is not in a neutral position when performing this exercise. Can be any part of the spine, the neck, the thoracic cage, or the lumbar spine. And when you raise your leg, and another error is when you raise your leg, your lower back curves. What is happening is that you are not focusing enough on tightening your core and bracing your core. You can correct this by just focusing on keeping your core tight and stable. So are you ready to try the exercise? Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, so some mistakes that you made are that your back was too high, so you have to lower your back a bit more. And also when raising up your legs, you need to keep your pelvis level, as well as do not curve your lower back in. Okay, so can you try that again? Okay, lower. Alright, perfect. And the other leg. Okay, very good. Okay, good job. So you performed the exercise quite well. And so that is it for the two exercises. Now we need to perform a cool down. So can we just do a simple static stretch, one arm over the other? So cool downs are very important as it helps to facilitate waist removal in the muscle and overall just promote recovery for the muscle. So how are you feeling?